CPC case study 3, scenario 3 for trucks. Graham was an owner-operator who lived in Dublin and typically hauled a variety of goods, so different stuff. On this trip, he planned to deliver pallets of various products. So Graham was an owner-operator. So what does he need to have?
CPC and license operator.
Yes, he needs an operator's license. And he needs a what?
Transport manager.
The CPC.
Transport manager who's done the CPC transport exam, such as myself. On this trip, he planned to deliver pallets of various products. What size is a pallet?
1 meter by
That's a Euro.
Yes, a Euro pallet is 1 meter by 0.8. So 100 centimeters by 800 centimeters. The estimated road time for the journey would be 3 days. So he's going to need to spend his daily rest in the vehicle. Is that okay?
Yeah, once reduced.
Yeah, well, it's not a weekly rest, so he doesn't have to reduce. It's a daily rest. But what does he need in the vehicle?
Bed.
A bunk or a, what's the French word?
Couché.
Yes, say it in your best French accent. Graham had just taken his weekly rest of 45 hours and they planned to head out early Monday morning. So that's all good. He wanted to make good time so that he could eat dinner at a reasonable hour, enjoy a restful night's sleep, and get another early start on Tuesday. What's the minimum daily rest?
9.
9. And you can reduce your daily rest how many times?
3 times a day.
3 times in a week. Graham was driving a 3-axle truck. So what's the maximum weight of that? Laden weight?
26.
Yes, with air-friendly suspension, the maximum laden weight of a 3-axle truck is 26 tons. Graham was driving a 3-axle truck with road-friendly suspension, a design gross vehicle weight DGVW of 24, but with air suspension is 26. But obviously, his truck can only carry 24. Do you understand that? The maximum would be 26, but the truck he's driving is not designed for 26. It's still only 24. He checked the plate and calculated the weight to make sure his vehicle was not overloaded. How would you know the weight of your product?
Or the product.
Vehicle, fuel and load combined.
Yes. The formula for the design gross vehicle weight is the load, the vehicle, and fuel. But how would you know the weight of the load?
In the manifesto.
The manifest, the shipping document. And if he was unsure, what could he do?
Go to a
weighbridge.
And where would you find a weighbridge?
Google.
Anywhere on Google Maps.
Google, yeah, whoever say Google is correct. But where's the nearest one to you, Keith?
There's one at the scrapyard and there's one at the dump.
Column?
I couldn't tell you.
Scrapyards or the rubbish dump usually has a weighbridge, or like I say, you can just Google it and go to a weighbridge. This was a real concern for Graham as he had broken this. Oh, sorry. He checked the plate and calculated the weight to make sure his vehicle was not overloaded. This was a real concern for Graham as he had broken this rule on his last trip. Okay. To make matters worse, he was involved in a minor accident on that trip. Why should you not overload your vehicle?
Affects stability.
Yes, it makes the vehicle unsafe because it makes the vehicle unstable. It puts stress on the vehicle, the brakes and the tires and the suspension, everything. And it puts greater stress on the road because you're wearing out the road more because you're heavier. And it's unfair commercially because everyone else is playing by the rules. Okay. Even though Graham did not damage the front of his cab or the back of the truck that he had hit, he reported the accident to his insurance company just to be on the safe side. Okay. Do you have to report an accident?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Only if there's damage.
If there's physical injury involved, then yes, you must report the accident, any kind of physical injury. But if it's just a small rear end, then you don't have to report to the guards. Okay. So when I said report, I meant to the guards. But if there's any kind of human injury, then you must. For instance, I was driving a bus once in Avenger in the Flower, and some fella was acting really weird walking up the side of me. I was doing about 15 kilometers an hour, and all of a sudden he dived in front of the bus, you know, like that Jackass thing. He dived in front of the bus, and I bounced him about a meter, and I stopped, and I got out, and all his friends ran over and said, "Oh no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine." Now I could have gone home, and the next day it would be a hit and run in Cavan. Bus driver wanted driving such and such and such, yeah. So I reported it to the guards myself, even though they said, no, don't bother, don't bother. I reported it to the guards myself, and I sat and I waited in the car park until the guards turned up. They took my details, they took my number plate, and then I went home. But can you imagine how much trouble I might have been in if that guy just said, no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, and then he reported me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So any kind of physical injury, you must report. If it's just a small dent or a bang, then you swap details and you can sort it out between yourselves. You don't have to report to the guards. Anyway, he reported for good measure. Graham and his insurance agent then realized that during the trip, his load had exceeded the legal weight. He remembered the stress the situation had caused him. He did not want to go through that worry again. Since Graham would be hauling to Spain, and his combined weight with the load would be about 24 tons, he checked all of his... If you go into Spain, especially, what else should you have with you?
Bail.
Passport.
Bail bond.
Bail bond, yes. You need your taco, you need your CPC, you need your passport, but you need a bail bond. A bail bond is an insurance policy. If you have any kind of accident in Spain, you will be held until the court case comes up. So, Scott, if you rear end me, or I hit the back of you, it's not your fault at all. You will still be held. If that's on a Friday, you'll be held till a Monday. So if you got fresh produce, whatever, that's all going to go rotten. Or some other driver is going to have to come out and get you, and you're going to be held in jail for 3 days. Okay? A bail bond is exactly what it is. It gets you released, and then you can just go back for the court date. It's good to have it when you're driving international anywhere, but especially in Spain. What else?
Even if it's not your own fault, they still lock you up.
Yep. Yep. What else might you
who pays for that? The company?
Yes. Yes, absolutely, yes. And what if you're, excuse me, a non-national driving from Ireland? What else might you need?
Travel documents.
What kind of travel document? Okay, you need a letter of attestation. A letter of attestation testifies to something. Like I might write a letter of attestation for Keith saying he's always on time, or a letter of attestation for Colin saying he's a great work and he knows this, he knows that. Referring to driving, a letter of attestation says that a non-European member is legally allowed to drive from your state. So say you're from the Americas or the Africas or Asia, and you've got the legal right to drive in Ireland because you can work in Ireland. You don't have the legal right to drive in France or Germany or Spain. So your employer gives you a letter of attestation saying you have the right to work from Ireland, and Ireland is your base. So you're driving and working in France, but Ireland is your base. Okay, does everyone understand that?
Yeah.
So a letter of attestation is to a non-European member stating that he's allowed to drive within the member states. Okay?